Ready to hit the road, baby. Finally time to get the cabin.
delivered. It was crazy. It was hectic. Came back in the dark. Didn't have the wood stove going, but we got it heating up the tent in the truck where it's warm. Ooh, first meal of the day. We're hungry and we can't wait. Oh man, a little tired, but feeling good. Still motivated. Got the first batch of juniper trees, multiple trees we burned right here. We still, on the property, some still got a lot more to do. It's about 3:30. I think I'm gonna run the little chainsaw and do a little cleanup. Got endless work to do, but a little cleanup. And I think we're gonna burn that last batch before it gets dark, or at least until it burns down, and then it can burn through the night. And go back to the camp and eat.
down coming up. It's 3rd down and 7.
Please.
Allen in the shotgun. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right.
Okay, so this is a different part of the property. About the middle of my property, in the back, kind of on a higher point of the property, we like to call this Party City. This opens up into a nice meadow, and then it drops down into a long grass field that kind of opens up into a nice grassy area. And the reason why we call this Party City is because every time that I place my trail cameras, we always get a ton of elk migrating through here, a bunch of deer grazing. There's been turkey. What else? Coyotes, rabbits. There's always a lot of action that happens right here. So there's these 2 nice trees right here that are very overgrown. So I decided to lift the canopy up a little bit so you can see underneath there and just make it a little bit more visually appealing. Also, when the spring comes, I plan to throw a lot of native grass seed and maybe some alfalfa in this general area to, I don't want to necessarily say that I'm making a food plot, but to put some more foliage, put some more grain, some more grasses out there. And I think that that'd be a nice place just for all those animals to, to kind of congregate at and just improve the habitat there. So just cleaning it up a little bit. When you fell as many trees as I have, and when you have property and you run that chainsaw and do as much woodwork and firewood gathering and land clearing as I do, it's very important to keep your chainsaw sharp, and it makes the work just that much easier. And, being able to maintain and maintenance your own chainsaws, especially when you're doing this kind of work, is highly important. So that's what you see here.
So here we are, day 4 of the trip. This is finally the video that I'm gonna do, the walk around and just showing my building here. 4 days later since I got it, so I do have some things on the inside. Went ahead and spray foamed around the door and the windows and at the bottom around the floor where the walls come to the base plate. So there's a few things, but it finally came. 12 by 24 utility shed. Got it on a November deal for 15% off and then another 5% off if you donated a canned food to their food drive. Decided to go with the door on the side, a solid door. I know a lot of people like those 9 light or those 12 light doors or whatever they're called. That has a little windows. I chose the solid door. Just thought it might be a little bit more protection. So this is a 2-tone shed, which was an extra cost. I could have got it just one color and then the trim would have been a color, but I decided to spend extra money and get the 2-tone. And this is what I went with. Upgraded the windows on the front. This building comes with 2 windows, one on the front and one in the back, but I upgraded 2 on the front, 2 in the back. And instead of it being a 2x2 single pane windows, I upgraded to 3x3 double pane windows because I plan on using this year round and having a wood stove. So the 3x3 windows are nice, they're big. The shutters, I wasn't sure about the shutters at first, but then I'm glad that I put it on it because it gave it a little bit more of a homey feel. So double pane windows should keep us much warmer during the colder months. As you've seen on the previous videos, when they brought the cabin, we had some snow, I think about a week earlier, and it was still quite wet out here. So it was a mini disaster having them get it onto the property. And on the back and on the side, it's very, very rutted, but that's okay because once the weather dries up and the spring and summer comes, I can smooth that out. And I'm gonna lay some native grasses out here anyway. So not too worried about that, but it was darn hard getting it into this position. But yeah, 12 by 24. I'm going to be skirting around it, small skirt around it. Keep anybody from wanting to make a home underneath there, and then just also give me more warmth. Backside, as you can see, I opted out from having the shutters in the back. And the truth was, I was trying to cut a few corners on cost, but if I would have got them, it would have just been a few extra bucks. Really, I should have did it if you think about the total price of the building, but nevertheless, so like I said, we've already been in here. This is afterwards, but 12 by 24. Rake some of these rocks and crap off of my shoes. Nice size. I was out of town one day and saw a shed lot and stopped, and I was able to actually go inside of a 12 by 24. shed like this. And once I saw the space, I knew that this was gonna be perfect and this was the size that I wanted. And then coming out to my property and measuring my space, I knew that this was the perfect size to fit here. So everything compared to other sheds that you get, no OSB, everything, every single thing is plywood. Tongue and groove floor. I spent the extra money and got double floor. Just my thinking was, even though that double floor was pretty expensive, putting the second floor, it doesn't sound nearly as hollow. It's not nearly as bouncy. And I just figured, hey, this is an off-grid cabin. More between myself and the ground is better. So upgraded to the double floor. Everything is plywood. Every fourth stud is doubled. So when you put your sheathing on or your drywall or your shiplap, it lands right on the stud. There's that tree right there. There was a whole bunch of, I got so much cleaning to do. One thing I learned on this trip is that when you have off-grid raw property, there's endless things that you could do. And it's easy to set out a to-do list, and I'm gonna knock down this tree and clean this up and do this and do that. And but hey, it's manual labor and I'm doing this all by hand by myself. Been cleaning up the property for quite a while now. Well, I don't know, a few months now, and have had multiple huge burns. I've cut down a bunch of big trees, but I do have a vision of what I wanted to do. And I tell you, every time I come out here and kick ass, it's tired and I'm sore and I'm whooped, but I'm absolutely making progress. I have a vision of what things are gonna look like. So I thought that this window right here in the back was nice. Or these windows in the back, screens. 12 by 24. Nobody around for miles. Gotta make sure I set my trail cameras up before I leave. I own a lot of property out here, and this is at the front of my property. And if you look way over in the back, about 7 football fields away, about 700 yards, I have another camp back there. Fire pit, that's where you wall tent. Nice meadow out there that we set up our camps at. So just a quick tour around the immediate area of the cabin here, and what you're directly looking at is an old raggedy ass juniper tree that I plan on chopping down. There's actually one large one behind it, but there's a smaller one in front of it, and you really couldn't see very well, but it's not that attractive and it's kind of clumped together and I just don't like it. So in the future, I'm gonna chop that down and it'll just leave that one juniper tree, which is centered right in that area. So that'll be to come in the future. And then there's just as well a lot of small juniper and pinon trees that are very small popping up. And I'm gonna pick and choose some of the ones that I wanna keep. But I do, since this is a desert, a drier climate, I do wanna cut down some of the juniper trees and some of the smaller ones to allow more water to stay in the soil, and I really want to promote the pinon trees that are out there. So I am on a mission to get rid of some of the juniper trees. Some of the ones that are out there I'm most definitely going to keep for coverage,
because I do like them, but some I will be getting rid of them for sure because I do have to go to get some more native grasses growing. Remember, this is during the wintertime, so all the grass and all the greenery is gone and a lot of things is dead. When the spring and summertime comes, things really liven up and the wildflowers and the natural grasses and things starts to grow. So this is during the wintertime. And I will be, some of these clump bushes, I'm not sure what they're called, but as we walk past them, you see them, they're kind of in the way. And I know that they're native and, some people may keep them, but it makes them difficult to, to kind of walk around and makes the ground uneven. So I will be getting rid of those, at least the ones that are in my immediate area. So this is a nice clearing right here. When I first bought the property, I had a couple juniper trees right here that I did chop down, and that allowed me to have that open area. Yeah, nice big open area. You can kind of see onto that hillside over there, which I like. Plan to lay native grass seed all in this back area here, just to get more grasses and greenery coming during the springtime. But even without doing that, it does get nice and green, and it looks a lot different than what it is now. So we got this big pinon. It's been around for a long time, and it is perfectly centered to the back of the cabin. And it has that little side tree poking over like that, which I thought was pretty cool. You see those two circle junipers right there before we move past it. Those are actually going to get pulled up in a couple next scenes here. The hillside. There's an arroyo that runs right through here. So in the springtime, that is a seasonal spring that runs through there. So there's water right there that runs. Where my trailer's parked at, this is a little driveway that I had put right there with the plans of placing my 20-foot storage container there. In all of this area that you're looking at, even behind these trees and the trees in the back, as far as you can see, this is my property. And this is the tree right here. That juniper, that bad boy is coming down. I'm tired of him in the way, ruining my landscape. So he's coming down in the near future. And then that'll open up just some of this flat area right here where I'm thinking about maybe putting a wood shed or something like that at. And then those two circle junipers right there, you'll see here coming up that I did get rid of those. Where those two junipers are, those two small circle trees, that's a pretty flat area. And once you see that, once they're pulled up and they're gone, that's a nice flat area, especially when I smooth it out, rake it out, and get a little bit of grassy going on. I think that may turn into be my outdoor kitchen. I have plans to build in a nice outdoor kitchen because I have envisions and the goals of being able to be out here with the grill going in a covered area and have a nice quality outdoor kitchen where we can congregate and gather and have a nice time at.